But it's the only person below White Holiday in the Comicsgate phone book. It's my favorite failed clone of Peter Sammetti. The YouTube WyzGyz. How you doing, Conrad? Welcome to the show.
Hello. Welcome to WyzGyz Entertainment. This is your host, Wyman. We are joined today by a very special guest, Andy, the 1stMAN Smith.
There you go. What's up, man?
Good. How have you been?
Oh, I'm doing good. Doing good. Just working on the book daily. Doing good.
Nice. And you've actually been doing art full time for quite some time.
This year marks year 31.
Holy cow! That's discipline.
Yeah, 31 years of being a professional comic book artist. So it's man, time has flown by. It's really weird.
Man, do you, having done this, I mean, as much as you have a passion for art and for this industry, do you ever find yourself like getting tired or lacking motivation from time to time?
There might be sometimes, like usually when I finish a job, I like to just have a couple days, 3 days just to kind of chill out before I have to jump into another one. When I was doing more regular mainstream monthly stuff, if I finished a book, I'd prefer, if the deadline allowed, to have, 4 days or so before I had to start the next one, just to kind of rejuvenate. Doing my own thing now, 1stMAN, it's just something I just work on every day. And I try not to think about the total scope, I guess, of how big the project is, since obviously it's more than just a regular size, 20-page comic. It's almost 3 times that size. I try to just go into it, just thinking, okay, what do I have to get done today? And if I go into it with that mindset, it doesn't seem overwhelming compared to if I go into it going, okay, I'm on page, just as an example, of course, I'm on page 4 out of, 60. That seems really more daunting. Like, wow, I'm only on page 4. But like I said, if I go into it thinking, okay, this is what I'm going to get done today, this is what I'm going to try and get done this week, so on and so forth, it doesn't seem as daunting, I guess. So, and I'm always trying to, I guess, one up myself in regards to trying to do better than what I did, excuse me, previously, as in even the previous page, just looking at it going, that's cool. Now it's on to the next page. What can I try and do, better, or try and make it cooler, stuff like that. And by thinking that way as well, that helps with the motivation too, not just going, oh, it's time for another page, let's just churn it out,
Right. And the difference between working on a monthly and working on your own crowdfunded project based on your own property, do you have similar work styles? I mean, you sort of touched on it. Does it feel like you have more pressure working on your own IP because you're trying to one-up yourself?
Yeah, I think so. I definitely feel a little more pressure because it's all mine. I do work with a good buddy of mine as a co-writer on the story, but it's still the pressure of, you know, people that get this, unlike something I did for, you know, somebody else, Marvel, DC, whatever, that was written by somebody else. You know, when it's written by somebody else for one of those companies, you can always, you know, if somebody's like, I didn't really like the story, but I like the art, cool, you know. But since I'm involved with every aspect of it, and even when it comes to the coloring, I'm not doing the coloring, but I hired the colorist and I work with the colorist and I oversee the stuff, you know, so every aspect of it, you know, I'm involved in, and I do feel that there's more pressure because I want to, you know, obviously deliver the best thing that I can. So, you know, when I sit down at the desk and draw it, you know, that's always going through my mind as well.
Nice. Welcome, Shadowpunk. Sweet.
What's up, Shadowpunk?
Podcast that's not at 11 p.m.
Tell me about it.
Hello, Perseog91. Hi, greetings from Brazil. What do you think about the Book of Boba Fett?
We actually just finished it last night. My daughter is huge into Star Wars. I like Star Wars, but I don't know if I'd be watching it if it wasn't for my daughter being so big into Star Wars like she is. Because I'm the type that's like, you know, a movie comes out, yeah, I'll go see it. But I was, you know, I know with Star Trek, there's Trekkies. I don't know what the word would be for somebody into Star Wars like that. But, you know, I like it. But because I'm not so steeped in the history of it, like, you know, the big time fans are, I think I view the Boba Fett series and all the series just through a different lens because I don't know if they're screwing something up. You know, somebody else might see it and be like, oh, that's, you know, if you go back to this film or whatever, that's not right, blah, blah. I'm not that into it. So I just, you know, I liked it. You know, the last, and this isn't a spoiler or anything, but anybody watching it knows that the Mandalorian's been in the last few episodes, and it's almost felt more Mandalorian than Boba Fett. But I like it. You know, I think it's cool. I like the little baby Yoda, Grogu. So, you know, it's fun. The series, you know, the season finale last night, I thought was really cool. Nice action-packed season finale. So, yeah.
Yeah. As for me, I can't really speak on it because I don't really subscribe to any streaming services. I'm very much a Star Wars fan, but I'm kind of I'm a huge fan of the first 6 movies.
Right.
The prequels plus the original trilogy. But
Right.
I actually did think that Rogue One was decent. But anything beyond that in the movies, I didn't care for. I mean, I view it as just popcorn entertainment, but I don't consider it part of the song.
I mean, even myself not being that deep into the whole Star Wars stuff, those last 3 just didn't even do it for me. They just didn't, you know, I mean, I liked some of the actors they cast, but you know, they just, I don't know, they didn't feel right to me as either. You know, the first 3 from the 70s and early 80s obviously are fantastic. And then the 3 that lead up to those that they did, you know, are cool. So, you know, my daughter's a big Anakin Skywalker fan, so she's looking forward to seeing Hayden come back and
in Obi-Wan, right?
Yeah, so she's looking forward to that.
Gotcha. Cool. The trailer for 1stMAN is kicking.
Yeah, I put up a new one yesterday, so thank you.
Awesome. And you make your own trailers, don't you?
Well, for the second one that I put up yesterday, I did. the first trailer I had somebody do, and it has nothing to do with the quality of it. I think what the guy did is fantastic, and his video editing is definitely, he knows more. I don't know what program he's using, but he definitely knows more when it comes to the cool effects and stuff. But, that first trailer, I didn't have a lot of the book done, of course. And now that I have more of the book done and more colored pages, I want to put something together that showed more art from the interior of the book and more conflict and stuff. And, the guy that did the first one, I mean, this is what he does. He's a busy guy, and I want to put something up. So I know some video editing. So I just, put together this second one myself to put up. So
sweet. Thanks for your answer.
Of course.
Not exactly the Boba Fett we grew up with. Yeah, Stone Cold Killer. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and that, once again, that goes down to the I think when Boba Fett, for the bit of time that we saw him in, originally, in the first movies, if I remember correctly, it wasn't a lot. So they could really just show him as like you said, the Stone Cold Killer, didn't talk, whatever. But now they're doing a series with him, and you can't just have him be that one-dimensional character that he was back then. And you have to explore it more with, obviously, taking the helmet off and just seeing more of him. You know what I mean? And that does take away some of the mystique from that he had before, of just kind of being there and being like that Stone Cold Killer. And I understand that, but it humanizes him more with what they're doing in the series. And I did like how they showed him, in the first few episodes, surviving how he apparently died originally. I thought that was cool in the beginning with the flashbacks they were doing and stuff to kind of show how he survived and how he got to where he is right now.
Right. Yeah. What since I don't watch The Mandalorian or Book of Boba Fett, everything I hear is, third party or
Sure.
From everyone else.
Yeah.
On the internet, essentially. The idea, I totally agree with your observations on it, and humanizing them, and having to, if you're going to do a series, you're going to have to spend some time exploring the character.
Right, and building him out and stuff. So
yeah, it's still kind of jarring for me to have a Mandalorian character spend so much time without his helmet at the same time, because the Mandalorian culture, as I understand, is supposed to be steeped in like tradition of wearing a helmet all the time.
Right.
But, yeah, it kind of I get kind of tossed around. I guess trying to come to terms with that.
Right.
Coming soon, the Obi-Wan show. Yeah.
Yes, there is. My daughter's. I think she told me yesterday it might be May. I think they're dropping a trailer during the Super Bowl this Sunday. So.
Gotcha. Yeah. Oh, I've heard that. Yeah, all right. Not sure if Boba's actually a Mandalorian. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, and that's just it.
Yeah,
Like not being steeped in it like everybody else. He has his armor looks like Mandalorian, just colored, painted different. But I have no idea if he is or not. So.
Gotcha.
So it doesn't bother me, and it seems like if he might have, maybe he was once because of the armor he wears, and then, he broke away from it. I don't know. That's just it. Not being totally into it like a lot of other people are. I don't I don't even know the answer to that. So it, you know, doesn't really cross my mind when he takes the helmet off and stuff.
Out of curiosity, before you start your day being a professional artist, do you spend like the first 15-30 minutes or so doodling and, you know, getting your hands loose and
You know, I've gone back and forth where I would, but then I always kind of revert back to not doing that because I look at, like, if I spend even just 15 minutes to a half hour doing that, I think, man, that was 15 minutes to a half hour I could have spent working on the page, is what my mind always reverts back to, is like, I should have been actually working on something real, not just goofing around, I guess. Now, if I haven't drawn in a while, like if we take a vacation or something, or for some reason, you know, it's been a few days and I haven't drawn anything, I probably will, just to kind of get back into the groove. But if I'm on, you know, kind of the schedule, which I am now, which is pretty much drawing something every day, then no, because, you know, I'll work until a specific time in the evening, and then, you know, I'm back up here the next day, and, you know, I just was doing it, you know, a few hours, it feels like, before, so I can just, you know, snap back into that groove pretty quickly.
Nice. Let's see here. So we've got this cool looking project here. Oh,
there it is.
Yes, I left it scroll down a little. Man, I love Penumbra's costume.
Oh, thank you.
In the Man, Andy Smith's 1stMAN learning curve. Luke Henry's back on Earth, and as 1stMAN, he discovers a new threat, unlike what he's seen before. So this is your fourth campaign. As you go from one campaign to the next, do you feel like things are feeling like they're flowing easier and easier?
I mean, from the campaign part of things, yeah, because, you know, you just learn as you go, and you kind of create a system for yourself when you're putting the stuff together. So yeah, in that regard, sure. In the actual producing of the work, you know, it does, you know, it feels kind of, well, with these characters, because I know them so well, it's easier. But if I do something obviously different, then, you know, it's just kind of switching gears, and, you know, it takes just a few pages to get into it and stuff. But in regards to the campaigns, you know, like I said, there's kind of a system that I have with it on how I set them up and stuff. So
Cool.
Yeah. Thank you.
Let's see here. Let's watch the trailer here.
Yeah, this is the new one.
Oh, dang.
There it is. Short and sweet, to the point. Get to the conflict.
Well, there you go. That's pretty good for your first one.
Yeah, like I said, I'm not I've put a few things together with the program that I have, but I know, like, After Effects is a really good program. My daughter actually knows that one pretty well. I do not, so I use something else. But if I should actually just have her teach me After Effects, because there's so much more you can do compared to the program I have. But yeah, so
Is she like in video editing?
yeah, she likes doing video editing and stuff. She puts little she'll edit together little 30-second to minute long shorts of like Star Wars type stuff or
Oh, all right.
you know. So
Cool.
yeah.
Shadowpunk says awesome artwork.
Thank you very much, Shadowpunk.
Let me jump back to that window here. 64 pages, full color graphic novel, continuing the story of Luke Henry's adventures as First Man. So with it being 64 pages, that's basically perfect bound, right?
Oh yeah, it's a perfect bound book, just like the first one was. Same format and everything, just like the first one. So same page count, all that good stuff.
All right. With volume 2, when the Fourth World Foundation creates a being of enormous power, they need First Man's help to rein in and contain the being known as Adonis. But things might not be as simple as First Man is led to believe.
That's right. Could be a little bit of a twist in there. Are they as well intentioned as they come across?
Mm-hmm.
Find out.
Oh, look at those 4 people.
That's right. Look at those 4 people. My catchy little phrase.
Yeah. Very cool. Superhero story, a little bit Spider-Man, a little bit Captain Marvel. All of them, dude. Whole lot of wild-eyed, high-flying, epic outer space craziness.
That's right. It's just a fun superhero story, harkening back to what I love, the Silver Age of comics, when the stories were just there to entertain and not really preach to you about anything. Just a fun story with exciting artwork.
Yeah, that's the kind of stuff I was always interested in growing up in comics. Like, I didn't gravitate towards the super serious stories.
Sure.
I would collect titles like Transformers, G.I. Joe, Blue Beetle, Booster Gold, Dazzle.
Oh yeah.
And I always thought it was funny when they were being goofy and stuff like that.
Yeah, I always liked Booster Gold. The floating heads is very that's that's one of the nice things about doing your own book is you can definitely pull in influences and stuff that really sparked your imagination and interest when you were reading growing up. And one of them was I love that floating head look that they would do sometimes as the design element on a book, on a cover. I also like doing story covers, and what I mean by that is something on the cover that relates to what's happening inside the book. And I always like seeing covers where the hero was in some type of peril, because it made you go, oh shoot, what is happening? I got to pick this up to find out. And then since I had my buddy Bart do a variant cover for me, and he did one on the first book as well, I just basically tell him, just do whatever you want, do a cool pinup, whatever, because it's a variant. And since I'm doing a more story related cover, definitely, let's give the fans something more pinup oriented. And that's where he comes in with, what he does. So.
Yeah. The floating heads was always something kind of, I love the nostalgia of it. And I think it worked in most cases.
Oh yeah.
But for some reason, I don't know, I always got a part of me got creeped out at it. Almost like decapitated heads floating around.
Yeah. Well, you definitely have to design it correctly. That's for sure. When doing the cover, you got to make sure that they don't look like they're part of the actual main image. you know, so it doesn't look like, whoa, wait a second, this dude's got decapitated heads on the cover. What the hell? Is this a horror book? What the hell's going on?
Exactly. Oh yeah, I like this other part here that you had. Let's see, where did it go? It was I think, oh, it's up here. Yeah. 1stMAN will remind you of what it felt like to read a comic book printed on a cheap newsprint, chewing on a wad of top baseball card bubblegum, and wondering what Penumbra looks like in a bikini. It's that much fun.
Much fun, exactly.
Oh man, those wax packs with a hard.
Oh man, with those thin pieces of gum that always, you know, snapped.
Yeah.
When you bit down on it and it literally snapped and could cut you, it felt like. But then you could start chewing it, and there it was. So
fun times.
That's right. They don't make them like that anymore.
Out of curiosity, when you draw city buildings, towns, do you have, like, since you're building this world and everything, do you have like it laid out so you have the buildings for different towns in kind of a file?
You know, I would have I mean, that's a great question. You know, probably 20 and definitely 30 years ago when I first started, I probably would have, you know, because it wasn't as easy with the internet and stuff. So I probably would have had a folder with like different clippings from, because, you know, that's New York University where he attends college in that first panel. So I would have probably had clippings of photographs and stuff so I could easily access them for drawing reference and whatnot. Now with the internet and specifically being able to go to Google Earth and pretty much move the camera anywhere you want to see the reference on what the buildings, the specific buildings and areas of the city look like that I'm drawing. No, because I can pull up Google Earth, and if I was just logged into it, even, you know, if it's been a week since I last logged into Google Earth, it'll go right back to wherever I was. So as long as I don't log out of my account, you know, and even if it did, it wouldn't matter because you can just type in, you know, on Google Earth in the search box, you can type in NYU and hit enter, and the camera would, you know, it starts off with a nice long shot of the planet Earth because it's Google Earth. And you type in, you know, NYU, New York City, and it just does that nice zoom in and goes right to a down shot of it, you know, looking straight down on it. And then from there, you can, you know, if you want to do a street angle, you can take it, you can kind of place a figure somewhere on the street, and it'll pull the camera right into a street view. And I love it. I mean, that's the nice thing about the technology these days. And I think specifically for guys in my generation, you know, artists in my generation, because, you know, we all started before there was the internet, like I said. So we would have to get clippings from, you know, photographs of either magazines or I still have books, photo books on New York that I bought because, you know, most of the Marvel stuff stories take place in New York. So I would buy these large coffee table books on New York City that just had different photographs of different areas of the city for reference. And now, you know, with the internet and everything, it's really cool. I haven't looked at those books in a long time because I don't need to, but you know, the point of the story I was getting to is, you know, people that are drawing comics now that are in their 30s, you know, they grew up with the internet. They don't know. And most of them probably don't even have a clue of having to get a book or a magazine to use as reference. You know, I used to have, I know I don't have this book anymore, but I used to have a pretty thick book that was like an encyclopedia of guns, you know, handguns, long guns, just everything.
Ooh. Oh man.
And it was for reference. So it's like, oh, I got to draw a different type of gun. And I'd flip through the book and it would have probably one, maybe two different photos of the gun. And I'd use that as reference. But now I don't need that book anymore. if a writer specifically says, and there were stories I've worked on like this, I think a certain type of gun is called a P90, and I could just go to Google, type in that specific type, all these different images show up of it.
Yeah,
It's just so much easier. So
absolutely.
yeah, even that plane in the second panel, just go and I knew what type of plane I wanted for this story and stuff, so I was able to find a specific photo reference for the plane so I could draw it at the different angles and such. So
nice. Yeah, I remember I was watching let's see, pardon me for my bad memory, but
it's okay.
do you do a lot of digital or do you do traditional, or are you still doing both?
I do both. It really depends. The page I'm working on today, I literally sat down at my desk yesterday morning, pulled out a blank sheet of the Bristol board paper that I draw on. Most of us, that do comics, there's a standard type of paper. I pulled that paper out, grabbed my pencil, and just started drawing right on the paper. But then there are times that I will do some stuff digitally because, there's a program called SketchUp, which is a 3D modeling program. And for instance, the house that Luke Henry lives in, I designed his house. I designed the exterior of the house in that modeling program. And then I also designed the interior of the house in the program as well. So if they're in a living room or his bedroom or kitchen, you can move the camera wherever you want. And then what I can do is I can save a JPEG of that camera angle I did and put it into my drawing program that I draw with and draw over top of it. So basically it just saves me time having to figure out the perspective and all that stuff. Yeah. And then I'll print that out and add details because it's, the program, I'm not that great with that 3D program. So I know the basics of it. So I can go after I print the page out onto the Bristol, because I have an oversized printer, so I can print it out 11 by 17. I can go in and add details and stuff in pencil before I ink it. So it just really depends on the scene I'm drawing in the book. If I feel like it's something that would be better to start off with drawing digitally, or if it's like, oh, you know what, this I can just go right to the board. And like I said, yesterday was a page that was more figure centric with a really big figure shot on it and stuff. And, I just felt like just grabbing the piece of paper and starting to draw that way.
Cool. Shadow Punk mentioned mentioned Bart Sears, always an incredible artist.
He is. I wish he was doing more. I mean, I know what he's working on, and it's something that will hopefully come out eventually. But I wish he was. Well, it's not just him. There's a lot of artists that I wish had more work out, and had more work coming out on a regular basis. That's but they don't. So it's a lot of us are just doing our own thing now, and we get to see the work that way. So
yeah. It's like all those artists you were a huge fan of growing up.
Yep.
You want to see more.
Yep. And there's still, specific artist work that I follow. And when it comes out, I buy it. I'm a huge fan of Doug Mahnke, who was a, mainstream DC guy. And for a while there, he was on Justice League and Superman, and he had a long run on Green Lantern over a decade ago. And now he's doing, last year, not much, because he was working on this Black Label Swamp Thing book that finally came out last month, and I believe the second issue comes out next week. So it's easier on my wallet, that's for sure. But
I hear that.
So I just take it when I can get it.
Going through the campaign, checking it out. Adonis, he's the perfect man. Except maybe he's not man at all.
That's right. What is he?
What is he?
What is he?
The parody ad is back.
That's right. I love those ads growing up for the old fruit pies. I did enjoy eating those as a kid, and every now and then still do. But yeah, I love those ads. So the first book I did had a parody ad, and I like doing it in a throwback type style. And this book also has a parody ad as well. So,
oh man, yeah, they're hilarious.
Yeah, they're fun.
And it seems like in every little strip, someone brings out a whole tray of them.
Oh yeah,
all neatly displayed.
It's the only way to beat the bad guy is with some sweet, tasty treats. If Superman only knew the way to beat Brainiac was just throw some Twinkies in his face, the book would end very quickly.
Yeah, that's a fact. Pledge $100, get a copy of the comic book and a head sketch, 7 by 10.
That's right. Character of your choice.
200 gets you a copy of the comic book and a single figure sketch, 7 by 10.
Yep. And then, of course, I'm offering the program book again, which is it's the same one from the first campaign, but if you missed it, you can get it this time, which has different artists doing a shot at their rendition of 1stMAN, and then the rest of the book is behind the scenes layouts and stuff like that I thought was cool. A couple pages that didn't make it into the book that I started, and a little behind the scenes type stuff.
Very cool. I love behind the scenes.
Yeah, so do I. As an artist, I love that stuff.
Adam Hughes, Brian Hitch. Bart Sears.
Alan Davis, George Perez, and many more. I think there's about 15.
Whoa, that's
total.
Cool. New original art. Get yourself an original sketch cover done on a Superman doomed comic book.
Yep. I did originally it was just going to be Superman against Doomsday, and that was actually one I was working on on a live stream. Somebody suggested, oh, you should make it like the Christopher Reeve version. So I was like, yeah, I can do that. So I did that for him. And then for Doomsday, we were joking around on a live stream, and somebody said, you should do the Lou Ferrigno type Hulk. And I was like, that's a great idea. So I went with his hairstyle and such. So
that is a cool idea.
So that one's still available. The White Queen is gone. That one was sold.
Oh,
pull that one down.
Holy crap. I love White Queen.
Yeah. So yeah, she is gone.
One. Parody ad original art. Oh, own a piece of history. Drawn larger than comic book art, 14 by 21 and a half.
Yeah, it's basically the size of 2 pages, a 2-page spread, because I drew it. I always want, that's the, back in the 50s and 60s, comic books were drawn that size. And then when they realized in the printing process that they could actually get 2 pages, I think photographed at once, because back then they had to photograph the art for printing. And when they realized the space they were using, because the art was so big, it was like, wow, we can only take a picture of 1 page. But wait a second, if we have the artist draw it just a little bit smaller, we can take a picture of 2 at a time. So I've never drawn anything that large comic book page wise before, like the old school guys, because that, you know, that transition happened, I think, in the late 60s. So yeah, I wanted to draw something that size. So it is a big piece of art. And I don't sell my original art. So if you want to, you know, it's about the only way you'll get a piece of storytelling artwork, that is panel to panel stuff. Because, you know, obviously I do sketches and things, but the actual pages I tend not to sell. So.
Wow. So it's a little larger than 11 by 17, 14 by 21 and a half.
Double size. Yep.
Double size. And then you get the creators. Cool, cool.
Oh, yeah.
Stretch goals. All backers receive these stretch goals once they're unlocked. At 10K, 4x6 oversized trading card. Double-sided. Unlocked. $15K. Metal bookmark. Unlocked. Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's a different, you know, it's a new, there's a bookmark with the first book, which was Penumbra, and then I did a new piece of art for the bookmark for this one. So
I like that. That's cool. On a galaxy background. That's cool. 20K, 7x10 mini print. Unlocked.
that's right.
$25K.
That sticker is unlocked, the die cut sticker.
Wow.
So
8 more story pages. 1stMAN die cut sticker. So roughly what size is this notebook here?
the sticker itself would be about 4 inches, if you know, 4 inches wide. So from, you know, foot to fist.
All right.
So.
All right. Wow. Let's see. 50K. I will do 20 head sketch cards, 2.5 inch by 3.5 inch. Insert them randomly when I do fulfillment.
Trading card size. So
neat. I like that.
It's like Willy Wonka's golden ticket.
I know. Let's see here. Welcome, Tank Ferret. Hail, you magnificent bastards.
I've been called a magnificent bastard before. And I've been called just a bastard before.
Just going where the crack takes me.
Yeah.
At Shadowpunk. Bow! Really cool. And then let's take a quick look-see over here. Yeah, I love when people do a feature tier, so you get kind of the best bang for your buck and a real great introduction to the project.
Yep.
Get
it's the catch up. If you didn't do it the first time, you can get all 3 this time around.
Nice. I'll buy me a beer.
Yeah, you know, Graham got that idea from Graham. A few of us have been like, Graham, that's a great idea. We're going to take it. So,
yeah, I remember seeing that on Graham's campaign. It was pretty cool. As part of the Buy Me a Beer tier, are you planning on doing like a live stream where you drink all the beers that?
Yeah, I might actually do that. I mean, it would be a long live stream because if I pounded 10 beers as of now within the course of an hour or two, I'd be hammered. So it would definitely be a longer, maybe 2 an hour. So right there, we're looking at a 5-hour live stream. So we'll see.
Yeah,
so,
and you can do some drawing while you're downing them.
See the drawing degrade as I go. that is what would happen if I started off stone cold sober, and then moved on. So,
and then at the very end of the live stream, you auction off the hammered version, the finished hammered piece. 1stMAN Volume 2, Andy Smith cover. Nice. Oh yeah, t-shirts. This is my jam. Limited edition 1stMAN t-shirt, $3. So your 1stMAN is on the front, and then Penumbra is on the back of the shirt. Is that how it works? Or are they two different? All right.
Yep, same thing. Yep.
Nice. I love t-shirts.
Yeah.
1stMAN Volume 2, the Bart Sears cover. All right. And then the 1stMAN t-shirt for the larger sizes. So does the larger sizes start at what, XL and go to 3?
No, I think it starts at 2X.
Oh, all right.
If I remember correctly.
So I make sure I get the right tier here. We got 1stMAN Volume 1.2 and Volume 2. Nice. 1stMAN Volume 2 and the Black Book.
Yeah, the Black Book is a 112-page hardcover that features, it's almost like a nice career retrospective. That just, it goes through different aspects of my career, because I've done other stuff besides comics. I've done stuff outside of comics, advertising stuff, and there's commissions and different things like that in there as well. So,
wow, nice
art book.
Was that a book that you released yourself?
No, we did it with Ominous Press.
Oh, all right.
So we did a series of them. We did 5 total. There's one on Bart's artwork, Jim Starlin, Graham Nolan, Daryl Banks.
Oh,
I think that's it. Daryl, Jim, Graham, Bart. Yeah, that's it. Those the 5 of us. So
very nice. So all right, there's 30 more copies available.
Yep.
And then
that's limited. I only have so many of them. So.
Oh man, that must be hard to find too. 1stMAN Volume 2, both covers.
For the completist.
And then we've got the head sketch commission.
Yep.
We caught a glimpse of earlier. 1stMAN fabulous bundle.
Yeah, that is everything.
Single figure commission. Oh wow, only 4 left. This has been a popular tier.
Yep.
Yeah.
You could become a character in the book. There's actually, I only did 1, and that got snapped up, so I added 3 more. So there's actually 2 out of 4 claimed. So there's 2 spots left, and you get, you'll have your own panel close up of yourself in the book, and you get, I think, 4 copies of the book as well. So you just don't get the 1 copy; you'll get 4.
Wow.
So you can give them to friends and family.
Nice.
And you'll have a nice little word balloon as well for yourself. So,
hey, that guy's wearing a mask, but his mouth isn't covered. You dick! We're in a pandemic.
Yeah, that was from a different book I did. So, but it's an example of a guy that wanted to be in the book. So,
all right. Superman versus Hulk. Lou Ferrigno.
Right.
Hulk. Oh, that's cool. And then we've got the parody ad original art. And then
that's it.
I always have fun checking out campaigns and looking at what's already sold out.
Yep.
So I appreciate whenever it's left up for viewing.
Oh, sure.
Not only does it kind of remind me what I missed out on, but it also kind of reinforces, hey, if you want in on this cool stuff, you got to get in early before you get scooped up. And then the original book comic characters that you said sold out pretty quick. Oh, and then Indiegogo.
Now they add a video for some reason. That's just, yeah.
It's so strange.
Yeah.
I never even watched those or listened to those videos.
Oh, no.
It's the weirdest thing. Let's catch this trailer once more.
Sure.
And then we can bring this to clues. Nice. Yeah, it works really well because, you know, comic books are a visual medium, and it does highlight more of the action.
Oh, yeah.
Very cool.
Thank you.
So, everyone, be sure and back this campaign. It's in demand. Have you decided on a date when you're going to close it down?
Oh, no, not yet. I mean, I'm still working on it, but it'll be up after I fulfill it too, just until I do the next one. So, you know, it'll be up for a little while longer. So
now, if you were to come up with like a percentage of how far you are through completing the project, where would you say you are at?
Probably 80%.
Oh, wow. Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm working on page 46. So,
all right.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
All right. Sounds like a plan. And when were you looking to fulfill?
May.
All right.
Yep.
That's almost here. Good golly. Exciting stuff.
Yeah, man.
Out of curiosity, was there anything else you wanted to discuss about the campaign, or something I might have missed maybe?
No, man. Just, you know, if you're into fun superhero comic books, superhero action and adventure, fun story, obviously great dynamic artwork, this book is for you. You know, you will definitely enjoy it. I guarantee it. And you know, if you didn't get the first one, you can get the first one as part of the campaign. If you just want to get the second one, you won't feel left out from not reading the first one. I try to do one and done self-contained stories. So you can do that. But obviously, if you didn't get the first one, I would appreciate if you got both, just so you can have the set. And there you have it.
Yeah, it's great to have catch-up tiers.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you haven't already, definitely back this campaign. Let's get them some more support here. If you've already backed it, consider backing it again. You know,
yeah, thank you very much if you have.
You've got birthdays ahead. You've got this Christmas coming up. So you know you're going to have a lot of family and friends who want it.
That's right.
Back it once, back it twice, back it 3 times a lady.
That's right. And yeah, I sincerely thank everybody that's backed it already. It's because of you guys showing your support to creators like myself and others that allow us to do this. And we couldn't do it without you. So sincerely, thank you guys so much.
And if you don't have the means to back it at this time, please consider sharing it all over your social media. Greatly appreciate it. And thank you for your support.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you the floor, Andy. Would you share with the world how you can be found on social media?
Of course. Twitter's just at Andy Smith Art. Facebook is pretty much the same. Instagram, the same. I have a YouTube channel. You can just search Andy Smith Comic Art, and my YouTube channel will come up. I do live shows a couple times a week. I put up these things called book looks, which are around 20 minutes long. And I just, as you can see, have a huge library of books behind me. So I set the camera up looking straight down on the book, and I go through specific books page by page, so you can see them and think, hey, this is something I'd like. Sometimes I'll take a different how-to books. I love how to draw books. Sometimes I'll take an art book from a different artist and go through it. Sometimes I'll take a comic book that I've always enjoyed and go through it and point out what I like about it, and specific things like that. So there's always something. Sometimes I draw on my YouTube channel. So definitely go check out and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And back 1stMAN.
Nice. This is totally unrelated, but on your let me see. Let me bring you back up. On your right behind you, the white shelf with what looks like bottles.
Yes.
Is that like a vintage bottle collection?
No, those are the little mini bottles that they have in hotels and on planes and stuff.
Yeah.
Of alcohol. So back when I want to say when I was 18, my dad started a thing where he would give my brother and I in our stocking at Christmas a little mini bottle. And my brother drank his, but I kept mine. So every year my dad did that until he passed away in 2015. So, my brother, he drank his. That's all cool. I'm glad actually that I kept all mine. And those are all the ones from when I was 18 up until when my dad passed away.
Wow.
So, and then, I asked my mom, I said, I don't know if you plan on continuing it, but I'd rather you not, because that was something between dad and I, and she didn't. So, I've got a couple other ones up there that, because friends have seen that. So if they've, a few friends, when they came back from a trip, they might've brought me one to add to the collection. But for the most part, those are all the ones my dad, got me for the, from basically 1988 up until 2015.
Wow. What a trip. So they actually still have the alcohol in them, huh?
There's one that was, some of the bottles are glass, because my dad always tried to get me the glass ones. And then it just got to a point where they stopped making them in glass and they went to plastic.
Oh.
But there is one bottle where in a move or something, the top cracked and all the alcohol leaked out. So there's one bottle that's empty, but that's just one. Every other bottle for almost 30 years. Yeah, because it went from like 1988 to 2015. So that's like 27 years. So yeah, everyone is still full.
Wow, what a trip.
And since they've all been kept at room temperature and it's straight up alcohol, not beer, I would assume that they all could be cracked open and drank, but I don't ever plan to find out. So
nice. Hey, welcome, El Gargoyle.
What's up?
Thanks for the eggplant.
Yeah.
As usual, my usual haunts are Twitter, which is at WyzGyz Tweets, YouTube, WyzGyz Entertainment. Make sure if you're doing a search, WyzGyz is one word, WyzGyz, and Twitch, WyzGyz Entertainment, all one word. I got a copy of the first from my eBay mystery box. Nice, nice titties.
That I'm assuming is the first when the cross-gen stuff that I did. So, yeah,
cool. Please like, comment, subscribe. Mark the bell for notifications. Indicate all notifications so you don't miss a single video or stream.
That's right.
I want to thank everyone in the chat for joining us. You guys rock, as always. Thanks to everyone who watches this on replay. And thanks most especially to our very special guest, Andy Smith.
Thank you, guys.
Take it easy, y'all, and we shall see you on the next stream. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Final guest that is the only person below White Holiday in the Comicsgate phone book. It's my favorite failed clone of Peter Sameti. The YouTube WyzGyz. How you doing, Conrad? Welcome to the show.